Thank you. So, wouldn't it be wonderful if we all could drive with small batteries in our electric vehicles? If we didn't have to stop and charge and say goodbye to range anxiety and say hello to range happiness? Sounds a little bit like science fiction, but this is actually what we do. So, Elonroad, we are what we are called electricity on road. And my name is Wieslander, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer. So, as all good stories, it starts with a crazy idea. This is our first prototype. And actually, we can connect it to slush. Because our founder, Dan, he was an early EV adopter, and he was driving in the city of Lund in south of Sweden. And in the winter, you get a pile of slush in the middle of the road. And he was thinking, sitting in his EV, no radio, no heat, being frustrated that he couldn't really charge in a good way. What if I could stream energy from that middle of the road into my vehicle? He went out of the car, took his credit card and measured that pile. And that's also the measurements of our first prototype that we put on the road. We all know that road transportation is a major hurdle for the climate to overcome. 20% of our CO2 footprint is actually road transport. So we know we have to do some things. There's no way around this. But as a human species, we believe we are pretty smart, right? We are the smartest on the planet. But we also have limited imagination. We tend to solve new problems with the same thinking as we had when we created them, and expecting something different to happen. We know electrification is here, and we know it will mitigate climate change. But are we really thinking it in the right way? Electrons are not as diesel or petrol. We don't have to carry it around. We can stream it into the battery as we go. We cannot rely on large batteries. And we already heard how that market is exploding. It will continue to explode. We have three major hurdles. It's the cost and availability of scarce resources. It's the weight of the batteries and the extra energy that we need to put in. Because putting in a 6 to 8 ton battery in a heavy-duty electrical truck also takes off payload, which means we have to put more vehicles on our roads. Last but not least, the space for charging. Everybody with an EV has experienced something like this already, I believe. You come to a charge station and it's full, so you have to stop and wait. And we just decluttered the parking meters in our cities. And what are we putting up? And what will happen when everybody is charging at the same time to our grid capacity? Not only when we plug in at night, but when the truck drivers are having their lunch break, plugging into the mega chargers in the pit stops. And we also have to, point at this in the future. I think everybody here is also aware autonomous driving is also going to hit us. And who's going to plug in the cable when we all see this on the roads? So partnering with us will lead to immediate CO2 emissions. Of course, we are following the governmental tenders that are there. We have a test track already commissioned. We're commissioning 2 kilometers out of Paris. But our focus is really closed areas like harbors, airports, where you have high demand for uptime. You have a lot of vehicles moving around. It's a big capex investment to go to full electrical vehicles with large batteries. With our solution, you can cut down around 40% of the capex investment just in vehicles. So we are a garage company now going global. We are racing and we're looking for around 10 million euros to scale the commercial team to further strengthen the supply chain and expand internationally. I want to end with this picture. Yeah. What we can accomplish in a short time. There's only 66 years in between, and I'm pretty sure that many people thought that the Wright brothers were crazy. What are we to do in the air? 66 years later, we put the foot on the moon. So imagine what we can accomplish in a decade. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In that, I'm looking for a startup that will support multimodality, that will support, as I said earlier, access to data, the interaction with the different data to make sure that we are building something that is more efficient, more sustainable, more diverse. We are in the position to put in place a POC or a pilot with the winning startup. The only message we have tonight is apply, apply, apply.